Hello students, welcome back to my YouTube channel Maths Revision Classes by Karthik sir. Let's begin with the new chapter, that is quadratic equations. Now as we saw in the pair of linear equations in two variables where the equations are used, now we will see in quadratic equations where the quadratic equations are used in our day-to-day life situations. Now I have taken two situations. Situation 1 says that to find two numbers whose sum and product are given. For example, the sum of two numbers is given as 8 and the product of the two numbers is given as 12. We need to find the numbers. Now here the numbers are 6 and 2. I have taken 6 and 2. We can easily find the numbers using quadratic equations. Now let's see the second situation. Second situation says that to find the sides of the squares whose sum of areas and perimeters is given. So we can easily find the sides of the squares if the perimeter, the sum of the perimeters is given or for the two squares are given and the sum of the areas of the two squares are given. Now we will see in the future videos how to solve this and how to solve this situation using quadratic equations. So this is the particular use of quadratic equation. It is used in many other situations in day-to-day life. Alright, now let's see the general form or the standard form of a quadratic equation. Okay students, so let's discuss the general form or the standard form of the quadratic equation. The standard form of the quadratic equation is ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0, where a is not equal to 0 and a, b, c are real numbers. Let's see an example of this. For example, 3x square minus 2x plus 3 equal to 0 is a quadratic equation. Here a is equals to 3, the coefficient of x square, b is equals to minus 2 and c is equals to 3. So we can have any number of examples. Let's take up another example. 5x square minus root 2 equal to 0 is again a quadratic equation. Here a is equals to 5, b is equals to 0 because there is no term of x, and c is equals to minus of square root 2. Now we need to understand this, that in this type of equation a is not equal to 0, because if a becomes 0 then the x squared term will vanish and this will become or turn into a linear equation. That is why a should not be equal to 0. Okay, now let's discuss the solution of a quadratic equation using factorization. Alright students, let's discuss the solution of a quadratic equation using factorization method. Let me take an example to solve this. Let's take up an equation x square minus x minus 12 equals to 0. Now this particular equation can be solved using factorization by splitting the middle term method. So here the sum is the coefficient of x, that is minus 1, and the product is the constant term into coefficient of x square, that is minus 12 into 1, that is minus 12. Now we need to think of two numbers such that the sum of those two numbers is minus 1 and the product of those two numbers is minus 12. Now we can easily factorize this 12. I can write it as 3 into 4. So easily I can say that the numbers are minus 4 and 3. Minus 4 plus 3 gives me minus 1 and minus 4 into 3 gives me minus 12. So I will split this middle term, that is minus of x, into two terms, 3x minus 4x. Let's do that. This becomes x square minus 4x plus 3x. Instead of minus x, we have written minus 4x plus 3x minus 12 equals to 0. Now, in the first two term, I can take x common, so I'll get x minus 4 inside the bracket. And in the next two terms, I can take 3 common. Again, I'll get x minus 4 inside the bracket equal to 0. Now, in both the terms, I can take x minus 4 common. And we will be left with x plus 3 equals to 0. Now, if product of two numbers is 0, then either both the numbers are 0 or any one of them is 0. So, we conclude that either x is equals to 4 or x is equals to minus 3. So, minus 3 and 4 are the solution to this quadratic equation x square minus x minus 12 equal to 0. Let's take up another example. Let's try to solve x square minus x minus 6 equals to 0. So again I will write down the sum and the product. The sum is minus 1 and the product is minus 6 into 1, that is minus 6. Again we have to think of two numbers whose sum is minus 1 and product is minus 6. So the numbers are 2 and 3. On factorizing 6, I will get 2 and 3 and the numbers will become minus 3 and 2. Minus 3 plus 2 is minus 1 and minus 3 into 2 is also minus 6. So I will split this minus x into minus 3x plus 2x minus 6 equals to 0. In the first two terms, I will get x common. It will be x minus 3 inside the brackets. And in the next two terms, I will take 2 common. And again, I will get x minus 3 inside the brackets. In both the terms, I will get x minus 3 common. And I will be left with x plus 2 equals to 0. So from here, I can conclude that x is equals to 3 or x is equals to minus 2. Because either x minus 3 is equals to 0 or x plus 2 is equals to 0. So 3 and minus 2 are the solution to this equation x square minus x minus 6 equals to 0. Now there is one interesting thing that we can conclude from here is, if I vanish this 0, this will become a quadratic polynomial. So zeros of the quadratic polynomial and the solution to this quadratic polynomial are the same. So 4 and minus 3 are the zeros of the quadratic polynomial x square minus x minus 12. And similarly 3 and minus 2 are the zeros of the quadratic polynomial x square minus x minus 6. So the zeros of the quadratic polynomial and the solution to the corresponding quadratic equation is always the same. Alright, you may note down this. Okay students, let's take up a question. Question says that check whether the following equation is a quadratic equation or not. So one thing we need to understand is that whenever a equation is given and you need to check whether it is a quadratic equation or not, we need to simplify it till it can be further reduced to any of the equation. So firstly we need to reduce this equation in a form in which it cannot be further reduced. So let's try to solve this equation. The left hand side cannot be simplified further, right hand side can be. So I'll note down the left hand side as it is. And in the right hand side I will apply a minus b whole cube. So this will become a cube, that is x cube, minus b cube, that is 2 cube, minus 3 times of ab, 3 into x into 2 whole into x minus 2. Now on further solving we will get x cube minus 4x square minus x plus 1 equals to x cube minus 8 minus 3 to the 6x into x, that is minus 6x square, and minus 3 to the 6x into minus 2, that is plus 6x, sorry, plus 12x. 3 to the 6, 6 to the 12, and minus minus becomes plus. Now again x cube and x cube gets cancelled from both the sides. We are left with 6x square, I will bring it here, 6x square minus 4x square minus x minus 12x plus 1 plus 8 equals to 0. Now on further solving, 6x square minus 4x square is 2x square minus 13x plus 9 equals to 0. Now this is definitely a quadratic equation because a is not equal to 0, the coefficient of x is non-zero, hence it is a quadratic equation. So I will write down it is a quadratic equation. So we saw here that we need to always simplify the given equation and then conclude whether the given equation is quadratic or not. I hope this is clear to everyone. Let's take up some more questions in order to have a deep understanding of this topic. Okay students, let's take up another question. The question says, represent the below situation in the form of a quadratic equation. The situation is, a train travels a distance of 480 kilometers with uniform speed. If the speed had been 8 km per hour less, then it would have taken 3 hours more to cover the same distance. We need to find the speed of the train. So first thing that we need to find, let us assume it to be a variable. So let's assume that let the speed of the train be x kilometers per hour. Now the situation says that had the speed been 8 km per hour less, it would have taken 3 hours more to cover the same distance. Well, let us first find out how much time this journey takes usually. So time taken to cover 480 kilometers with a speed of x km per hour will be 480 by x hours. So this is the usual time in which the journey will be completed, 480 by x hours, and the usual speed is x km per hour. Now according to the situation says that if it had travelled with x minus 8 kilometers per hour, means 8 km per hour less than the usual speed, then it would have taken 3 hours more. So 480 by x plus 3 to cover the same distance, that is 480. So here we conclude that x minus 8 into 480 by x plus 3 equal to 480 is the equation formed for the current situation. Now we need to solve this to the standard form of the quadratic equation. So let's do that. This becomes x minus 8 into 480 plus 3x by x times of 480. Now this can be written like this. (480x plus 3x square minus 480 into 80, 480 into 8, that is 3840 minus 24x equals to 480x. Now 480x gets cancelled out. And we are left with 3x square minus 24x minus 3840 equals to 0. Now this can be further simplified by taking 3 common. So we'll get x square minus 8x minus 3 ones are 3, 3 twos are 6 and 3 eights are 24, 1280 equal to 0. So our required quadratic equation is x square minus 8x minus 1280, that is 1280 equal to 0. I hope this is clear to everyone. Now let's discuss the roots of a quadratic equation. If we have a general form of a quadratic equation, that is ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0, a not equal to 0, and we have a situation like this, that alpha beta be the numbers that satisfy the above quadratic equation. Then alpha beta are the zeros of this quadratic equation. Sorry, alpha beta are the roots of the quadratic equation. For example, as we solved earlier, an equation x square minus x minus 6 equals to 0, we saw that (3) and minus 2 satisfy x square minus x minus 6 equals to 0. Then we can say that 3 and minus 2 are roots of equation x square minus x minus 6 equals to 0. So the values of x for which the quadratic equation is satisfied are the roots of that quadratic equation. Now quadratic equation can have at the maximum 2 roots, because a quadratic equation is formed by a quadratic polynomial, and quadratic polynomial can have at most 2 zeros. Alright, let's do some questions to find out the roots of a quadratic equation. Now students, let's take up this question. The question says find the roots of the quadratic equation 100x square minus 20x plus 1 equals to 0. Now I'll apply the splitting the middle term method and factorize this particular quadratic equation in order to find its roots. So for that we need to write down the sum and the product. The sum is minus 20, the coefficient of x, and the product is 1 into 100, that is 100. The constant term into coefficient of x square. Now we need to think of two numbers whose sum is minus 20 and whose product is 100. So let's try to factorize 100 in order to get those two numbers. So I can write 100 as 2 into 50. Now 50 and 2 doesn't make 20, so let's further split 50 to 25 into 2. Now 25 and 2 into 2, 4. 25 and 4 also doesn't make 20. So let's further simplify 25. Can be written as 5 into 5. Now we see that if I multiply 5 with 2 and 5 with 2, I'll get 10 and 10. Now 10 into 10 is 100 and minus 10 is minus 20. Again, if we take minus signs, minus 10 and minus 10 multiplied will give me 100. So here the numbers are minus 10 and minus 10. So 100x square minus 10x plus 1 equals to 0. Now in the first two terms we get 10x common and inside I'll get 10x minus 1. In the next two terms minus 1 is common. I also get again 10x minus 1 inside the bracket. Now in both the terms 10x minus 1 is common. We are left with again 10x minus 1 equals to 0. Now here we see that we have a situation like this: 10x minus 1 whole square equals to 0. So we get x equals to 1 by 10. Now x equals to 1 by 10 is the only root of this particular quadratic equation. So this particular quadratic equation has only one root, or we can say that it has two equal roots that are 1 by 10 and 1 by 10. Alright, I hope this is clear to everyone. Let's take up another question. Okay, now again I have taken a question on finding the roots. The roots of the quadratic equation: root 2x square plus 7x plus 5 root 2. Now the equation involves square root of numbers. Let's see how we can do that. Again I'll write down the sum and the product. The sum is 7 and the product is 5 root 2 into root 2. That comes out to be 10. So we need to think of two numbers whose sum is 7 and product is 10. So we can just factorize 10, 5 into 2, and the numbers are 5 and 2. 5 plus 2 is 7 and 5 into 2 is 10. So I'll write down this equation like this: root 2x square plus, instead of 7x I will write down 5x plus 2x plus 5 root 2 equals to 0. Now in the first two terms x is common, so we'll get root 2x plus 5, and in the next two terms root 2 is common, so I'll get root 2x plus 5. So in both the terms root 2x plus 5 is common and we are left with x plus root 2 equals to 0. So here the values of x are: x is equals to minus 5 over root 2 or x is equals to minus square root 2. Now minus 5 by root 2 is not rationalized, so we need to rationalize this. So x is equals to minus 5 by root 2 can be rationalized easily by multiplying by root 2 in the numerator and denominator. So this becomes minus 5 root 2 by 2. So the roots are minus 5 root 2 by 2 and minus root 2. Alright, now let's take up a word problem in order to support all of these concepts. Alright students, let's take up another question. The question says if the altitude of a right triangle is 7 centimeter less than its base, if hypotenuse is 13 centimeter, find other two sides. So a right triangle we know that satisfies Pythagoras theorem, and it says that the square of the hypotenuse is equal to the sum of the squares of the other two sides. So let us take the perpendicular to be x, then the base will become x plus 7. So it says that the altitude is the perpendicular itself. Altitude of a right triangle is 7 centimeter less than its base. So if the base is x plus 7, obviously the altitude will be 7 centimeter less, that is x. Now if we had taken base as x, then the perpendicular or the altitude the altitude will come out to be x minus 7. Alright, so by Pythagoras theorem we can say that base square plus perpendicular square is equals to hypotenuse square. So let's put it in the equations. Base is x plus 7, so x plus 7 whole square. Perpendicular is x square equal to the hypotenuse, that is 13 square. On further solving we will get x square plus 49 plus 14x, we will apply a plus b whole square here, plus x square equals to 13 square, that is 169. Now on further solving we get 2x square plus 14x minus 120 equal to 0. So again we can further simplify this equation by taking 2 common. So this becomes x square plus 7x minus 60 equals to 0. Now again I will solve this linear equation, quadratic equation by splitting the middle term method. So I will take sum is as 7 and my product will be minus 60. Now we need to think of two numbers whose sum is 7 and whose product is minus 60. Now let's try to split 60 in as product of numbers in order to get those two numbers. So I can write down 60 as 30 into 2. Now this doesn't solve our purpose because 30 and 2 will never make 7. Further splitting, I'll get 15 into 2 into 2. So if I take 15 and 4, again my purpose will not be solved. Well, let's further simplify 15, that is 3 and 5. Now we need to form appropriate combinations using these numbers in order to get the numbers. Let's try out. If I take 5 into 2, that is 10, and 3 into 2, 6. 10 and 6 will give me 4, so it doesn't give me minus this 7. So again I will not take up these two numbers. Now let's take up 3 combined with 2 into 2, that is 4. 3 4 is 12, and we are left with 5. 12 and 5 gives me 7. So the numbers are 12 and minus 5. So here I will split this 7x as 12x minus 5x minus 60 equal to 0. Now in both the first two terms, x is common, I will get x plus 12. Next two terms, minus 5 is common, again I will get x plus 12 equal to 0. I will get x plus 12 into x minus 5 equals to 0. We will get x equals to minus 12 or 5. Now we will ignore the negative value because our perpendicular or altitude cannot be negative. So we will take up x equals to 5 as the solution to this equation. So if x is equals to 5, our altitude becomes equals to 5 centimeter, and our base will automatically become 5 plus 7, that is 12 centimeter. So our altitude came out to be 5 centimeter and the base came out to be 12 centimeters. Alright students, that's it from my side in this video. We will take up completing the square method in order to solve a quadratic equation in the next video, and some of the more word problems. I hope this content is clear to everyone. If you feel anything is missing out or you need to give any suggestions, you can give it in the comment box. Thank you.